morning, afternoon, and evening, Supercoach Elites. Welcome back to another Supercoach Elites podcast, proudly sponsored by the Patreons up, patreon.com/SC Elites, and our mates over at Elites Breaks. Hit them up on Facebook and Instagram. My name's Corey. We're back with another Patreon chat, and today we've got the one, the only Shaq Attack.
Good afternoon, Corey. It's the hour of power. The Shaq Attack is on.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good yourself. How you been?
I'm very well, thank you. Just before we get into formalities first. Twitter, Patreon at SC Elites. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, SoundCloud at Supercoach Elites. Shaq, the hour of power. That's your segment every single night. You own an hour of Discord. True or false?
True.
And when you talk, the people what?
They sit down, shut up, and listen. Because there's a chance of winning some money.
Oh, Shaq, I can't believe we're doing this.
I can't either, but it is what it is.
Some of the most unique takes we'll ever hear will come out of your mouth. Now, true or false, you've featured on another program before for I wouldn't even call them a rival, I don't even know who the fuck they are, but you've done some work before around the grounds.
Yeah, with the famous George from FFTV, shout out to him.
And you over there, believe it, that you try and be a little bit more proper and professional?
Nah, I'm still the same. I believe in value. I'm a value player, so...
outrageous is a word I'd put to describe you?
Sort of, but
loud.
We're getting better at the game and learning that obviously the guns and rooks approach might be the right way to go. But there's always value, Corey boy.
Now, this is what we've got you here for today, Shaq. We've had two pretty boring potties to open up in Frothy and Paulie. Today, we've got some picks that no one would have ever even thought of. But you're guaranteeing me they're going to be players that you need to have to win 50k.
I think they will be, Corey, because this year it's best 18. So it's very hard to find value. And there's a lot of rubbish or shit mid-prices, if you want to call them, and only a few of them tend to be good picks every season, Corey. So,
and you've got them all.
Well, we have the core foundation of what we need. Is just whether they perform on the Saturday, mate.
The performance not a problem for you, Shaq, I hear?
Performance is fine. Last year was a bit of a riddled, injury-plagued season with 12 injuries in 6 rounds, which pretty much ended my season. Didn't even have a chance to upgrade. And fortunately for me, we had a child, the same one month after you, Corey.
Yep.
So, yeah, last year was a write-off, but this is a new year,
ready
new
to
slate.
go.
So, apparently there's a thing on... about fantasy AFL that everyone does bad when their kid gets born, so I don't know, maybe that's true. So
the year after they pick it up.
Yeah, I think so.
Plenty of time sitting up at 3 a.m. with the bottle in your hand.
Yeah, mate.
Now,
if your Frothy's there, Frothy, mate.
Always. Now, Shaq Attack, you've already answered the question. Last year was a bit of a write-off, but what's your highest overall rank ever?
I think my highest overall rank was, I think, about 550 by round 14, and I ended up burning trades and went to about 10k, so yeah.
Not bad. Frothy of choice, Shaq?
Corona.
Oh, I thought it would have been VB. Nice.
Yeah, I
Aussie
don't mind
VB.
a VB. I've been coming on to the VBs lately. It's like that old taste, it hasn't changed, whereas this northern rubbish beer, I'm
shocking shit
sick of it, mate.
Now, Rona, with lemon, lime, or on its own?
I reckon lime.
Yeah, I'm an on its own kind of guy, but if the choice is going, it's always lime. Shaq Attack, who do you barrack for? This is the age-old question.
So, Shaq is unaffiliated with a football club.
Unless there's a bet on the line?
Unless there's a top 8 bet or it's something I can find any value on. Last year was Carlton, and Carlton was very profitable for Shaq Attack last season because we got Carlton at 8 in about round 12 before that Gold Coast game. So it was a very, very nice collect last year on the footy.
What's X on the unit there, Shaq? Undisclosed?
Not much. Just a
couple
cents. Just 1,000, mate. Not much.
Does love a punch, Shaq Attack, so if you ever need some punting talk, you can come in here and get yelled at by him. Now, I don't know how active you've been in the Elites Cup, but what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's a good little cup running in the Discord. Gets the boys up and about and bragging rights, I'm guessing. So, yeah, it's fine, I think.
Favourite part of Patreon?
Favourite part of Patreon? Probably talking to my favourite man, Bomps.
The Shaq Hour of Power every night?
Yeah, but Bomps, I have a special connection with Bomps.
What about talking to Dizza?
He's the only one that has a little bit of knowledge and can understand things. So Dizza has his unique abilities, you know. So like pantry
raiding,
looking for pantry raiding people's houses. You know, I mean, Dizza needs to sharpen up, mate.
Some would say that you and Bomps are probably on the same intellectual level. Would you say that's true?
I think that's true because Bomps is a very, very intelligent man and understands sports in general very well. So he's very, very educated on most sports and understands them. So we hit the ground running with Bomps.
I think you two just talk that much shit that you don't even know what the fuck he's spitting half the time. Now, we already know who your favourite Discord member is, because unlike the other two, you're not afraid to back yourself in. We're safe to assume Bomps is your favourite Discord member.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell you it's returns there. The cunt doesn't shut the fuck up about you 24/7. Who's your least favourite Discord member, Shaq?
Has to be Oscar.
Oh, I thought that's what you were going.
Oscar, you know, stick to Bendigo, mate. Calm down.
Down the Bendigo Cup?
Yeah. No, Ballarat Cup, mate.
Yeah, good. Alright, that's enough for the Patreon talk, Shaq. Let's get into Supercoach, alright? Now, I know this is probably going to be a lot longer than most of the other potties that we've done. Who was your first pick when you opened the app?
So, once it first opened, and there was no buys and no bullshit, Sam Walsh was my first pick.
Sammy Walsh?
Yeah.
Yep. 576k.
Yeah, I think he's unders. So.
Yeah, same. He's in my team at the moment. I think it's a very good pick. Your value pick of 2024?
Value pick of 2024 will be Jordan Sweet.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to run the mic on that shortly as well. The cash cow that you expect is going to explode?
Cash cow that will explode, I think it will be Nick Watson.
Yep, and you love that, so I can't wait to talk about a couple of these things. And early structures, you spoke about it before. Were you guns and rookies, or you think more mid-prices?
No, I think this year's guns and rookies based on best 18, although Jordan Sweet can change the structure if he's R1 at Port Adelaide. Now,
let's jump into this. How sweet it is to be loved by Shaq. What's the Jordan Sweet factor? Because you were shouting this before anyone. Right, I've heard it come up in the last couple of days, but I can categorically say that Shaq Attack was the first one to come in and talk about Jordan Sweet. What is it, Shaq?
So Jordan Sweet, he's obviously going to Port Adelaide, okay? He's going to be ruck one. 99% chance he'll be ruck one.
Just
he's already
go
training.
100, Shaq. You know, it's Shaq guarantees.
It's a Shaq guarantee that he's going to be R1 for Port Adelaide. Already training with Rosie Wines, Butters, and what's the other boy? Jason Horn-Francis. So this guy averaged 47 hitouts in VFL. I'll just put that into context for you. 47 hitouts, even if he was to hit out 35 in AFL, it's still good numbers. 107 fantasy is better than Briggs, what Briggs had last year, which was 104. So, to me, at 150 or 80k or whatever he's
158, 700, yep.
158,000, I think you can run him as R2 and produce good scores with the fixtures that Port Adelaide have. I mean, he's going to have one more game over Gawn and Grundy. So, Gawn's going to have to out-average him by 20 points every game to be a valid option in the first 5-6 rounds. But I don't know. I think it's money shaving on him and allows you for an extra primo in the midfield.
What about any worry with the R2 factor? If they just be like, yep, sweet, you're not performing 3 weeks in, you got to go find 2 trades to fix that up?
Well, that's the risk of Supercoach. You either get burnt, you can go gone, but he's 33. So are Melbourne going to decline this year? We don't know. Clayton Oliver, the club's a mess. Let's just put it that way. So I'm just trying to stay clear. He's old. And just for Sweet's numbers, it's just too good, Corey, to ignore.
It's like having the inside rail at the Meadows.
I think it's like having box one, and your dog can jump at the Meadows, so...
Do you reckon Dizzle would know about that?
Dizza's dog won last week. I like to congratulate Dizza. He won by the margin of Bond's toenail, but he still won.
Ugly toenail, have you ever seen that?
No, fat toenail.
Big pinky, mate. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Alright, Shaq. Now, there's a couple of others. We'll start back on the one you touched on before. Nicky Watson. Now, you're adamant 4 goals a week as a small forward for Hawthorn.
No, I don't think he's going to keep... I think he will explode in some game. This kid's special. He's got a better snap than Steve Johnson, and he hasn't played a game yet.
Are you not worried about the price, Shaq?
Nah. I'm not worried, because there were similar types of players to him, which was Tom Papley and Ginnivan, who averaged around 77, 76. No, Papley averaged 67 in his first year, and Guinea was like 70. So I still think he makes 120, but we don't know. Like, he's going to have games where he gets 15 touches, kicks 3 goals, and gets 4 goal assists. That's an 80 or a 90.
Real Toby Green-esque.
I think he's more Papley-esque, but I think he's one of the best small drafted in the last 25 years, in my opinion, because I watched him last year very closely, and I think Sam Mitchell knows what he's doing, so he picked him up at 5. So
left footer, Sam Mitchell, so smart man.
To be honest, Sam Mitchell was both footer, so that's why I reckon he picked up little Nicky, because Nick can snap from both sides. So
superior athletes, left footers.
I just think they're more precise and more accurate. I think.
Now, one I want to tat on, and I don't know if you know this, but Bomps is very big on this man. You had a very interesting comment about him the other day. It's big Timmy English, mate.
Yeah, Tim English is a fade, in my opinion, but
why?
You can go and start him. First of all, 715,000.
Just to beat it from you.
Too much. Number one. Number two, shared ruck time. That's 100% going to mean that his scores are going to drop down a bit. So, lob's the problem for him, because last game of the season, they ended up playing 50-50 split, and he only scored like 101 or something. So that's the worry for me this year for him.
What about his brain?
Oh, well, he's having a bit of concussion problems at training, so I don't know what's going on there. But even that doghouse club is a shambles.
Absolute shambles. Now, one that you keep shouting to me, and one that you're very, very, very big on, plays down at the St Kilda Football Club, mate. Your boy Kingy shouted in this week. Big shout out to David King. I know he's a listener of the potty and he loves it. So if you've got anything to say to Kingy, give him a little bit of a rev up here, Shaq, because he will listen and he knows who you are. Fucking almost said Owens then. Windhager.
Yeah, Windhager's a lock, mate. If King is saying he's a lock, he's a lock. Just put him in your team. Just put him there at M6 or M7 and just leave it until we watch one game. That's what I'll do. Because last year, Kingy predicted the Brownlow at 51 at 60s. Dacos. He had a couple of grand on it, but, like, come on, mate. He knows what he's talking about. He goes to the training grounds. He's seen him. Kid looks like he's like Tom Green this season. Probably going to play midfield time. Bulked up. Looks massive. Big engine. So I think Windhager could be a potential breakout.
323k, average 57.8 last year. Did play 18 games, that's good. But you do have him as a defensive mid, so...
Yeah, he played halfback, though. It's different. And plus, you had Wangan and Malera breaking out there, taking kick-ins and stuff. But I think he's going to play midfield this year.
Another one, I'm trying to remember everyone you talk about. You reel off a lot of crap, and if you throw enough shit at walls... Shaq, it eventually sticks, mate. Nick Martin, 492k.
Yeah, well, this was the second guy I put in my team after I had a friend go to one of the practice games practice preseason training
Yep.
drills, and the guy's literally playing Nick Dayakos role for Essendon. Like, he's playing wherever he wants.
Would you not rather wait and see at that price and then just pick him up later if he is a defender and becomes defensive mid at round 6?
That's why I'm picking him, because he's going to be 480k in the mid, or 490 or whatever his price. And you can put him in defense by round 6.
But what happens if that fails? What happens if they don't do? You're only
He
going to pay.
can't fail because he was a top 3 elite wingers last year. So his aerobic capacity is huge. Okay, now if he's getting a free role in the team to go wherever he wants, surely that means more disposals and hitting more targets. Surely that benefits him.
You're the one telling the story, Shaq.
I think it benefits him, Corey, but I could be wrong.
I just think it's one of those ones that if you think he's going to be a defender, it's almost better waiting to see if he gets it.
Yeah, but if you want to fake Sicily or someone in defence, and a guy's going to average 28, 30 touches playing halfback / midfield, I mean...
But what's the average? What's the average as a midfielder?
Well, he didn't play... He played wing last year. He never played midfield. So
but you're saying he's going to go behind the ball.
He's going to go behind the ball, take kick-ins, and do everything. So I think Ridley might be dead pick, to be honest, this year.
Okay, Shaq. Am I missing any of your fellas here?
No, that's about most of them. But we just got to wait to see what's happening with training sessions and what's happening, because the structures are going to be very dependent on 3 or 4 players, I think, this year.
Yeah, and it's not the worst shout. I think I can't wait for it all to start really ramping up. It was great when you got on yesterday and you started talking about the pre-season, like the Port Adelaide training session and shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, footy's back.
Yeah, footy's back.
Back.
It's not back because it's the round 0. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna a lot of people don't have Nick Watson, but they can watch him and see if he's good. I think it's a bit of a bailout this year.
But do you not think a lot of people are going to get sucked into a player scoring big? Like, what if big fucking, I don't know, Finlayson comes out, like round 1, slot 6, scores 120. Do you not think that a lot of people would jump on him, and then there might be some, subpar scores to even out that average throughout the year?
Oh yeah, 100%. A lot of people will get sucked in from the round 1 scoring, round 0 scoring, because it's factored into pricing. But
Bomps is one of them, I reckon.
Nah, I don't think Bomps. But if Bomps likes a player, he wouldn't care if he dropped 10k in value. He'll get it up back.
This is a man who's traded in Tex Walker and some real questionable names over the years just for a little bit of cash.
Yeah, but Tex Walker made almost 200k a couple of years ago.
That was the one that worked for him.
Yeah, it did work, Tex, when Tex got on a heater kicking bags every week, so...
Anyone else you want to add on, Shaq? The floor's yours, mate, before we wrap it up.
Well, I don't really know right now what the reason is to... Like, my structure at the moment is... I have Sweet at R2, and I have, like, almost 5 primos and 1... mid-pricer that I like, and the 2 Colby and Sanders in the midfield. But I don't know what's the right strategy yet. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what other people are doing and what I'm going to do, and how do I gain an advantage in the best 18 situation. So I think personally, the rookies, most of them are going to score terrible, but there are some rookies that can have that big game, like a Nick Watson. He can kick 4 and get 3 or 4 goal assists and give you 100, and he goes on your field, So some weeks he's going to touch the ball 5 disposals and probably kick 1 goal, but he has that potential to score 110. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, and raising price. The big thing with you two is you play overall. I forgot to mention that at the start. You are an overall player. You don't play for league like the rest of us.
No league. So totally different game, and and it's very important. Your starting team's very important.
Yeah.
How you start your team. So if you miss a couple of, like let's say for instance Zach Fisher, who I'm a bit hot and cold on, I'm not sure about. He's playing halfback, apparently training, but he's never been a good scorer. And like, even if he does get the role, like, what are they going to do if Sheasel playing forward? And if that doesn't work, then they'll just throw him in defense and Fisher will go forward and you pick Stead. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a really tricky situation right now with Supercoach, with the players.
Just speaking absolute facts.
We have a rough gauge of where they're going to play and what they're going to do, but if you got 0-2 and it's not working, you know, like, there'll be changes, you know.
You're in a bit of trouble.
You're in a bit of trouble, and who knows with trades this year how it's going to be. But I have a feeling that they might cut the trades down a little.
I hope so. All right, Shaq. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. For anyone who's considering joining Patreon, get on board just to come listen to Shaq's pure facts and bullshit that get thrown at the wall. Keep an eye out over the next couple of days because we're actually going to run a massive giveaway from now, well, over the next couple of days to the start of the season for new members and existing members that sign up. So the higher tier you sign up to, it is still free until January, but the higher tier you sign up to, the better the rewards will be when this draw is run. But some big cash prizes for our Patreon members this year, and the Serial Pest is putting a big prize pool behind the scenes for overall. So there is no better time to get into Patreon than now. I mean, we run prizes throughout the year. We run gift packs. We run everything. It's all about giving back to the people. So head across to patreon.com/SC Elite and get in there. Shaq Attack, thank you so much for joining us, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. It always is to hear your wisdom. Can't wait to get back into the chat and listen to the Hour of Power. And with that note, peace out, community, and thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.